Okay, so we're here with Emmett Kinkade. We're at his going away party. This is a Methow at home function. And so we just have a couple of questions for you, Emmett. Now I know that you grew up in this general area, not in the Methow Valley specifically, but in this region of Washington. And I'm just wondering, what are some of the biggest changes that you have experienced in your lifetime in the landscape and in the community?
Well, a lot of the landscape is pretty much the same. I grew up in Bridgeport. My grandparents lived, and my mother, and I spent a lot of summers at that, which is very close to here. It was during the Depression, so my father was getting jobs as principals at like Heartline. So I went to the first grade in Malott. And then we moved to the Yakima Valley because, like I said, it was a depression, so there weren't jobs. So new moves every year. Every year we went down in the Yakima, 6 different places, and eventually Pearl Harbor occurred, for example, during that period of time. And then we ended up in Bishaston in the Wenatchee Valley. I was there for 4 years, but 2 of them I commuted to Wenatchee. I didn't go to college right away because I'd learned didn't have a foreign language to get into the University of Washington. And I didn't have the counselors didn't tell you that they spoke French in Seattle. I didn't know that. So I took a Wenatchee Valley College for a year so I could get my foreign language. And I took a scholarship test for the Naval ROTC and was lucky enough to get a 4-year-old scholarship for that. So that was most of my college, undergraduate college work was paid for. And except they have a commitment with the United States Navy that you have to serve for like 9 years or something total, but that's okay. So then I was, I'm in a new world. So then I got to go in the Navy. We go to Japan and Korea. Korean War is still on, and then when that's over, they send me to flight school in Pensacola, Florida. And from there, they would send me to multi-engine school and I was at Whidbey Island, the squadron there. And we did some interesting jobs. One of them was we were one of the escort squadrons near when the H-bomb was off in Bikini. We monitored the waters and skies around the source of the bomb. And of course, we could see it when the bombs went off. And so that was kind of interesting. And then when I went back to Whidbey, I was, debating what I should do next. And I looked at my life in the Navy, and a lot of it was training kids to get better jobs. And the Navy has a really good educational program, A schools and B schools and stuff. But so many of the kids couldn't get into them because they didn't have a good high school math and English program. So I was busy setting up programs in the Puget Sound Junior College and home, different ways of getting the kids involved. And so I decided that I would, as soon as my minimum time in the Navy was over, I would get a teaching certificate. So we were based near Bellingham. So when I went to Bellingham to get my teaching certificate, I had my degree in math already. And department had heard that this guy was coming in to take classes, and he had a degree in math. So he hired me to teach a freshman math class. So I was teaching a freshman math class in college at the same time I was getting my accreditation for teaching high school students or elementary students or whatever. So we got through that procedure, and then I got a job offer in Seattle, mid-year, forgot the year, 60, does that sound right?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Anyway, went to Chief Sealth High School in the mid-year, and then I did several years there. Ended up teaching at Garfield High School, a little bit at West Seattle High School, part of 1 year, and then the rest of it at Cleveland High School. And what else would you like to know?
Well, one difference, it sounds like, is because you've taught in the schools here in the Methow Valley, and there was much more of an emphasis than when you were in school of setting kids up to move on to college if they want. They probably knew that they needed a language, unlike you. You've been one of Methow at Home's, number one members. You know, you've been here since the beginning. You've gone to lots of our programs and events, and you have met a lot of our volunteers who've helped you out here and there. So, yeah, what would you want to say to and about the Methow at Home experience and community?
Well, when I left the Seattle Public Schools in 1980 or something like that, eventually after I did my 2 tours overseas, we came back to the Methow, and that was in 1982. So I did started volunteering at the high school. One teacher had passed away, and so I was a full-time substitute for a while until I got him replaced. But after that, I did a lot of substituting and tutoring, and in the process, I started in recycles very soon, and I was them for a long time. And at the same time, I was still teaching at the schools, and I got involved volunteering at the Confluence Gallery and the Merck, volunteered there, and then about that time, Methow at Home. So I didn't go to the first few meetings, but as soon as they started, I started to volunteer to give rides first to places. And eventually I got to need the rides myself. So it got to the point where I couldn't drive anymore. I was getting too bad. And so I've used them mostly for rides to Wenatchee, mostly for medical stuff, but I've helped a lot with giving rides myself.
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time here, Emmett, but actually this is your going away party here, and so we just wanted to just get a little bit of your voice here, and so we could share with the community. And
thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, and blessings, and on your journey and on your transition as you.
You're welcome.
I have probably known Emmett longer than anyone here. Emmett and I worked together at Cleveland High School back in about 1970. And we were good friends then, and we're still good friends.
Oh, heck, okay, here it goes. This better be good. Emmett, oh Emmett, now where will you go? We'll miss you so much, you were part of the flow. You shared with us all, 'cause there's so much you know, 'cause you've been everywhere in the world. So Emmett, oh Emmett, now where will you be? You're going to the city, where nothing is free? At least you'll have water, a bush, and a tree. Seattle, it really ain't Youngstown. Oh Emmett, now what have you done? You've gone off and left us, you son of a gun. Having you here was such fun in the sun, and now you'll miss us, and we you. So Emmett, Dad Blemmet, you've had such a time successfully teaching, you've had life sublime. What can't you do? Like me, can you rhyme? A small gift, but it's what I do. Well, Emmett, you came back right here, living well, retired in the Methow, kicked back, life is swell. But parked in the boonies, your eyes gone to hell, what else can you do but move on? Now where will you go, Emmett M-E-O, cavorting with friends in your group, Romeo? Are they pals soaked in math, a numerical bath? Good for you, not for me, tally-ho. But Emmett, we'll miss you. You've been such a friend. You got totally involved here. Need help? Emmett, send. At concerts or hiking, at lectures no end, the man was like God, omnipresent. We all grew to love you. You're friendly, sincere, not cranky, not snarky. No, kindly and dear. No sneer and no leer, just adorably weird. We're all gonna miss you a lot. Oh, Emmett, our blessings go with you, you know. But please come and visit. And before you go, can we have your address? Just write it below. We may need a place when we go there.
city of dreams, red roses soon I see the glow for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. As she sighed or flew, and close of wine, the ringless day, the duskless night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the face of people going by. I see friends asking hands, say how do you do? They really say, I love you. And here baby cry, I was and grow. They was more than ever known. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful Un soldado a casa regresó y un niño enfermo se quedó y no hay trabajo en el bosque de la lluvia. Un desamparado se salvó por causa de una buena acción y hoy nadie lo repudia. Aleluya. Un ateo que consiguió creer y un hambriento hoy tiene que comer y hoy donaron a una iglesia una fortuna. Que la guerra pronto se acabará, que en el mundo al fin reinará la paz, que no habrá miseria alguna. Aleluya. Thank you very much. Porque la norma sea el amor y no gobierne más la corrupción, sino lo bueno y lo mejor del alma pura. Porque Dios nos proteja de un mal final, porque un día podamos escarmentar, con que acabe con tanta furia. Aleluya. Aleluya.